Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Tay, and today I'll be talking about infidelity and how people viewed it in the 1950s compared to how we see it today. I'm using the social exchange theory to guide this explanation, and once I walk through it, you'll see how well it fits. So, to begin, infidelity basically means cheating, whether that's emotional, physical, or romantic. It's something that has existed in every generation, but the meaning and the consequences have definitely changed over time. Research by Rokach and Chan in 2023 explains that infidelity often shows up when someone feels their emotional or physical needs aren't being met. So it's always connected to relationship dynamics, not just the act itself. Now, social exchange theory is actually easy to understand. It says that before people make decisions, they think about three things. First, the rewards they might get, second, the costs or consequences, and then lastly, whether there are better alternatives. In 2023, Ahmad and his team described it as people naturally gravitating toward whatever feels most rewarding. So if someone cheats, it usually means the benefits outweigh the potential risk. This theory is helpful because it gives a realistic way to understand behavior without automatically judging it. So let's take a look at the 1950s. This was a time of very traditional values in the United States. Marriage was considered the center of life. The ideal was the perfect family where the man worked and the woman stayed at home. As a result, any behavior that threatened the marriage was taken extremely seriously. The expectations for women were rigorous. Women were expected to be loyal, committed, and the moral center of the family. If a woman cheated, she could face significant social consequences, while men were often judged less harshly. Rokach in 2015 talks about how women were expected to maintain purity and family image in ways men were not. Religion also played a significant role in shaping morality. Christians' beliefs, predominantly Protestant and Catholic teachings, labeled adultery as a grave sin. According to Atkins and Kessel in 2008, people who were active in their faith during this time were significantly less likely to commit infidelity because the guilt, shame, and moral expectations were so intense. What's interesting is that some states still had adultery on the books, their adultery laws, even if they were not consistently enforced. But the existence of those laws alone shows how seriously society took the topic. Now, if we apply social exchange theory to the 1950s, everything falls into place. The costs of cheating were incredibly high, and someone could lose their marriage, their financial stability, their social reputation, and even their connection to their community or church. The rewards weren't worth it, and alternatives were limited because divorce was stigmatized and privacy was nearly impossible. So during that time period, the theory explains why cheating was not an affordable risk for most people. Now, let's talk about today, in the last 5 years. Even though cheating is still seen as wrong, our conversations about it are more open, more nuanced, more people are now able to talk about it and talk about emotional disconnection, unmet needs, communication issues, and even different relationship models. There's a lot more awareness about mental health and compatibility. The media has played a massive part in shaping the modern view of infidelity. We see it constantly in movies, TV shows, celebrity stories, and social media. And Natali in 2021 points out that these portrayals make infidelity more visible and sometimes even normalize it because it's shown as dramatic, complicated, or emotional, or rather than purely immoral. Technology has also changed everything. Today, people can connect through dating apps, private messaging, and social platforms. There's access to secrecy that simply didn't exist in the 1950s. Lawson and colleagues in 2022 explained that technology can give people a sense of privacy and control, making cheating feel easier to hide. Legally, cheating is still mentioned in some state laws, but there's almost no enforcement. The real consequences today tend to be emotional or relational rather than social or legal. When you look at this through the lens of the social exchange theory, it becomes clear why infidelity is discussed so differently now. The rewards might feel more accessible, whether emotionally or physically. The costs feel lower because divorce isn't as stigmatized. People are more independent, and technology can keep things private. Alternatives are everywhere on social media and dating apps. So the theory helps explain why cheating today is more visible and more complex. To wrap everything up, social exchange theory is a great way to understand how infidelity has shifted over time. In the 1950s, the risks were extraordinarily high and alternatives were limited. So, cheating was socially unacceptable and much harder to carry out. Today, with cultural changes, technology, and more open conversations, the cost benefits balance looks very different. And honestly, this topic is personal for me too, because I also have been cheated on before, and in my situation, it didn't even happen through a dating app. My partner used a regular social media app and something that wasn't meant for dating, but could still be used that way if someone wanted to. That experience opened my eyes and to see how easy it is today for people to form connections online, sometimes without even realizing how far it's going. It made the theory feel even more real because the rewards and alternatives it discusses are literally available on a phone at any moment. Looking ahead, technology will continue to shape how people communicate and what they consider cheating. If we look ahead 100 years from now, our expectations about relationships and fidelity might look completely different from what we know now, today. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Have a good one.